Hey, Ronnie here from Four Wheeling in Western Australia. Welcome to Modified episode number 19, where we will share with you four-wheel drives that have been accessorised and customised for everyday use and four-wheel driving. Rightio folks, I'll introduce you to the owner of this vehicle here. Siani, how you going?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you very much. Do you want to tell our audience make and model and engine?
Yeah, this is a 2010 Suzuki Jimny. It's usually has a 1.3, this is a 1.8 conversion. It's twin locked and it's a 5-speed manual petrol.
Very good. All right, we'll go through the vehicle and we'll start with the bar work. Bar work. Siani, what you got in here?
This is an ARB winch bar.
ARB winch bar. So winch, what size winch is that? And
Yeah, this is a 10,000 pound Smitty built winch.
Smitty built winch?
Yep.
You used it much yet?
No, not yet.
So the winch is quite new?
Quite new, yeah.
You were saying about a recovery before?
Yeah, I've strapped a patrol out before.
Oh, you snatched it out, yeah. And underneath here, no bash plates?
No bash plates, not yet.
So we're on the side now, so your brush bars coming from the ARB bar. So are these from ARB, these brush bars?
No, the sliders and scrubs are both made by On Track Fab and they're custom made for my car.
Okay, so the whole lot here is On Track Fab from there to here?
Yep.
They look pretty strong.
Yeah, you can jack up the car on the high lift jack and they won't shift at all.
Yeah, oh, that's a good sign, because then they shouldn't shift when on the rocks then. And they're slightly angled too, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the back now looking at the rear bar, and this got OTF on it too, so I'm assuming it's on-track fabrication as well.
Yeah, this is another bar by On Track Fabrication. This is their first one they've done for a Jimny.
So it's a custom one again?
Yeah, completely custom and built for my car.
Very nice. So that's on a single swivel arm?
Yeah, it's a single swing. It swings out separately and then the door swings out on its own as well.
On its own, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you got your spare tyre and fuel?
Yeah, I carry two 20-litre Jerry's and it pretty much doubles my fuel.
Okay. You were mentioning about an auxiliary tank you might be getting?
Yeah, I've been looking into getting a long-range tank just to get a bit further because as you can tell, it doesn't get very far.
So would you still be carrying the fuel on the back with the spare tank as well?
I might consider trading one out for carrying a water jerry or something like that because you never know, you might need one of those.
Oh yeah, and then maybe just one water, one petrol.
Yeah.
Roof rack. So we got here. Is this standard with the Jimny?
Yeah, this is the stock roof rack that comes with the Jimnys.
Okay.
I've lost a bit of the back of the rack there. But this here is a Rhino roof rack added on top of it, just across the bars. And I've got the mounting here for the high lift jack.
High lift jack mount. What else normally lives on a roof when you head out?
To be honest, the swag.
The swag?
Yeah, the swag, because it's not going to fit inside the car. We've got a double swag, so we chuck that on top. And yeah, sometimes the max tracks.
Rightio, we're back at the front now. Siani, your lights?
Yeah, these are Light Force 180 LED spotties. They give out about 70 watts each, and they're really freaking bright.
Yeah, pretty bright, eh? Did they shoot a fair distance? Or is it more spread?
They're actually more of a distance and spread because they're LED.
You mentioned something about you got a light bar, but it's too big.
I have a 42-inch light bar, and I found out the hard way that when you buy things without having your car with you, it sticks out a little bit too far on either side.
Oh, spewing. So if anyone wants to swap a 42 for maybe, what, a 38?
Yeah, happily swap with you.
And you got lights on the back?
Yeah, I've got some rear work lights at the back. They're also LEDs.
You use those for camping as well?
Yeah, they come in handy, especially when you're getting stuff at the back.
So you normally set up your swag at the back and you got the lights so you can see what you're doing. And then your comms. So this is your UHF, I take it?
Yep, my little UHF.
It looks like about a 4.5 dB, is that about right?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. And what are you running, 40 or 80 channels?
I've got an 80 channel GME in the car.
Okay. Do you get good range out of this?
Actually, yeah, I do. And it's seen one of my friends' antennas have all broken off. This one hasn't yet.
And this here, sand flag?
Yeah, sand flag.
Sand flag. Okay. So now we're on to tyres and lift. We'll start with your tyres. What kind of tyre you got on here?
What I've got at the moment is Mickey Thompson P3s and they're 31s.
31s, okay. Yeah. You mentioned you had the Silverstone, was it muddy on before?
Yeah, I found they had a really thick sidewall and when you let them down, no matter how much you let them down, they just wouldn't bulge, so they made them very difficult in sand.
Yeah, okay. Just, due to the lightness of your vehicle, eh?
Yeah.
So that's why you're going for all-terrain now?
Yeah, all-terrains, and as you can see, they're already bulging a lot better.
So how many Ks you done on them? Because they still got fur on them.
Yeah, they're literally brand new, probably like 500 Ks on them.
Oh, okay. Nice, well that explains all the fur. To get a 31 on a Jimny, what have you done to get these? I mean, what do you need to do? Because I noticed the factory flare's gone, pretty much.
Yeah, the stock flares, when I had them on here, they were cut significantly. I found though when I flexed out, the flares started to come off a little bit. It was hitting the flares, even with the cut. And I've also chopped the bull bar along here. Usually it comes back around here a bit more.
Oh, so you cut that back here. Oh, you've even cut this here too, yeah.
Yeah, and these new flares have been cut as well. These are the bushwhacker flares. They're actually for a Jeep.
Oh, they're for a Jeep.
They're actually Jeep bushwhacker flares. They find a certain one that fits Jimneys, and they sell those on low range.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and because you're on 31s, because these are substantially bigger than the standard Jimny tyre, you mentioned something about gear reduction?
Yeah, I got 25% gear reductions in the transfer case.
And steel rims?
Yeah, 15-inch sunnies.
Sunnies. So what kind of lift you got on this?
Yeah, I've got 4-inch springs front and rear.
Okay, so you got 4-inch lifts front and rear, and that helps to clear the tyres, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
And anything else you done?
I think the control arms are off-road armoury.
Yeah, okay, so you've done the control arms too?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're now going to check out the power plant on the Jimny. Let's start with the battery. So one battery?
Yeah, one battery, just the stock battery. It's got everything plugged into it, but I've got a plate I can put in, a tray that I can put where the wiper bottle is over there if I need to have a second one running.
Oh, okay, right here. All right. And radiator?
Yeah, custom.
That's a new one?
Yep, custom radiator. It's done by Brown's Radiators. It's a little bit bigger than the stock one, and they've chucked in a 16-inch thermo fan just behind it.
Yeah, that's a decent sized fan.
Yeah, the car's never run so cool in its life.
Yeah, I bet. And this is, so back to the engine, this is a 1.8, not a 1.3.
Yeah, the stock one's come out with 1.3s. This one's a 1.8 from a Suzuki Liana.
From a Suzuki Liana?
Yep. Okay.
And, oh, and I just noticed now, you got extractors on the side of the engine here.
Yeah, I sure do.
Airflow?
Airflow, TGM snorkel, and just the stock airbox and such.
Air compressor?
ARB air compressor, ARB front and rear lockers.
Okay. So we're now at the rear of the vehicle. Kind of surprised how much room there is in the back of this.
Yeah, once you put the seats down, there's heaps of room.
Oh, so there are 2 more seats in here?
Yeah, there's back seats. I've just popped them down.
Yeah. Oh, this is the first time I've looked at a Jimny in it. All right.
You can get them registered as 2-seaters, but this one's still a 4-seater.
Okay. Are there any plans? I noticed you got an esky. You got a fridge?
I have a really small fridge behind the esky, just one of the centre console ones, but it's behind the seat because it doesn't fit in the centre console of the Jimny.
Any plans for the back here at all?
I wouldn't mind getting a nice big setup for it with a fridge slide and basically a giant wooden insert with carpet and everything nice. But
okay.
that's
So
probably in the future.
So you're looking at removing the seats then and doing a whole drawer thing?
I have removed the seats previously. They're actually at home. I do have a wooden insert that's carpeted and just
Yeah.
replaces the seats.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're now in Siani's cab and she's going to run us through a couple of things she's got here. So you start with your radio, your UHF radio.
Yeah, it's a GME 80 channel TX3100.
Yep.
Just a little cute one. That's all I really need. Fits in this pocket quite nicely. This is all cut out. Usually it's got the stock Jimny radio in there, but I've replaced it with the Alpine in a pocket. I can put that in.
Okay. Geez, the stock radio was that big, eh?
Yeah, the stock radio takes up all that space. It's just a CD player and some big buttons.
Okay. Oh, notice you got a water temp thing here. Is that for the other radiator?
Yeah, this is for the radiator. Just because I found the stock one wasn't very accurate in my car.
Yeah. Well, they never are, eh?
And there's no numbers in there for the reading, so
Yeah.
it's easier to read it that way.
How hot do you sort of run now?
With the custom radiator and the thermo fan, I run pretty much 80. Even in peak hour traffic, it'll come down to 80. Yeah.
What were we running before, do you know?
It would run up to 90 quite often,
Okay.
and sometimes getting closer to 100 just because of the engine conversion.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go too far over 100, would you? And your switches on that side?
Yeah, all my switches are on this side. Got the air compressor switch, the rear and front locker switches. I've got a switch, a 3-way switch for my rear lights, so they can be connected to the reverse or on by themselves or off.
Oh, cool.
And same for the front lights. The spotlights can be on with the high beams or off.
So Q&A, Siani, ready for the first question?
Yep.
So I just went out and I bought a stock Jimny, 2010 model, just like this one. But it's stock. What would be the first three things in no specific order you'd recommend that I do?
First three things I would say would be lift and tyres, because your biggest problem is going to be clearance.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure every person who's owned a stock Jimny can tell you that one. And also bar work, not just the bull bar, but even the scrubs and sliders, that you'll underestimate how much you'll need them. Yeah, it's cheaper to get those than it is to replace all the door seals.
Oh, definitely. All right, so we got tyres, lift and bar work.
Yep.
Full bar work. What is the one thing you must have for you personally when you go full driving / camping?
Water and a snatch strap.
Water and a snatch strap.
Water and a snatch strap.
Oh, I suppose they're pretty important. Well, you've got to have water and you got your recovery gear.
Yep.
What made you decide to buy a Jimny?
Well, I've always had a thing for short wheelbase cars, and I was looking at a GQ Patrol, and then I kind of saw a Jimny and completely fell in love with it straight away.
So what is the next big mod or modifications to this vehicle that you are going to do?
I've got plans to get an organisational system for that back area, so maybe a drawer system.
Oh, you're drawing your fridge slide?
Yep,
Yeah.
fridge, drawer system in there, and also possibly getting some custom extractors to deal with the heat a bit better.
So what are the top 3 locations you've enjoyed mostly in the Jimny? I know you've been to other places without it, but in the Jimny specific.
They're pretty generic answers, to be honest. I just say I love the classics. So I've got the power lines, purely because it's always changing, and there's just so many different tracks you can try it every time you come here. And also Two Rocks, not a big fan of the beach generally, but Two Rocks has a lot of variations to it, and it's also one that's always changing. Even overnight you'll find all the dunes have changed, so once again presents new challenges to you.
And the third place?
Yeah, the third place would be most likely Byford Hills area. Just around there there's a lot of tracks and such you can find, and the view from around there is amazing.
All right, thank you very much for having your Jimny on.
No, thank you for having me.
No worries. Folks, a lot of you requested a Suzuki Jimny. Well, there you go, there's one there. If you want to know more about the modifications and you want to see some cool photos of it, there's a link in the description below, and there's a tab up in the corner you can click on. That'll take you to a web page dedicated to this vehicle, to Siani's vehicle. So thanks again for watching. You can subscribe right here. Take care out on the tracks and trails, and I'll catch you in another video. Cheers.